Okay, let's start off this Mexican chicken rice.
Dorito chicken.
Doritos, locos, Doritos chicken, Doritos hot sauce, milk sauce, a Doritos chicken casserole to bake, casserole. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is lay a bead of sour cream down. Taco sauce, spread this around, mix it all around, mix it all up. All right. Meat, hamburger, pound, ground, hamburger, brown, hamburger. Okay, pound to bake, fried, bake. Okay, and then you want beef links, or as I call them, links, in a pot. They're pre-cooked. You know, you don't gotta worry about getting them done. With 1 pound of ground beef, 1 pound of chorizo, cook them till they're done, chopped onion, 1 cup. And then when the onions are sufficiently translucent, add the meat mix back in and give this a couple more minutes so everything can get incorporated and happy together. Of ground chicken, and then chop it up and chunk it up and fry it up until it's done. And through the miracle of cooking show editing, this chicken is now brown. Now, the one thing you notice that I didn't do, I did not season this. You really don't want to season this. No seasoning. Just fry this chicken up plain. No pepper, no salt, especially no salt. You can maybe do a little bit of pepper, but especially no salt. Drain the chicken. You do not want to add any salt to this. Salsa, 1 whole jar. We're adding Campbell's condensed cream of chicken soup. 1 can of cream of chicken soup. 1 can of cream of chicken condensed soup. Almost looks like pudding. It does, doesn't it? It looks like fucking pudding. Then you want to add 1 can of Campbell's cheddar cheese soup. Just spoon that right in there. Or maybe the first one was cheddar cheese and the other one, this is the cream of chicken. Whatever. 1 can of cream of chicken, 1 can of cheddar cheese. Then you want to add 1 tub of sour cream to this here little mix we got going on here. So the whole damn tub of sour cream, the 16-ounce tub of sour cream. And then lastly, you want to add about a 1/2 cup of milk. Just, you know, give it a little looseness. And then you just want to stir it around until everything is all well and mixed together. Okay, so we've pretty much got our mix. Trust me, it doesn't look like much now, but just give me a couple of more minutes. Okie dokie. Red kidney beans, diced tomatoes, a 10.5 ounce can of cream of chicken soup, paprika, chili powder, cumin. You also want to add the meat in, obviously. So, stir all this and then simmer over a very low heat for at least an hour. I simmered mine for 60 minutes. Simmer this for 1 hour. This will be your meat mix. Should look something like that while we're simmering. Okay, in the pot where we had our blinks, and it still contains the delicious drippings from the blinks, you got 1/4 cup of butter. Into that, we're going to add 1/4 cup of flour, and we're going to whisk this continuously until a nice golden brown paste appears. And now that we got our roux made, it is time to add 2.5 cups of milk, and you want to give this a nice good stir and let things come up to temp. Okay, now that our milk is heated up a little bit, it is time to add a cup of buffalo sauce. And then keep stirring this until you resemble something like a nice orange sauce. Okay, now it is time to add the cheese to our hot sauce milk sauce. Hot sauce milk sauce. And cheese, 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 the cheese, the cheese. The cheese is cheese and a cheese. Or if you can't find that, cheese will work just as well. Maybe cut back a little bit more of the milk and add a little more of the cheese in its place. Because, again, this is not a mild mac and cheese. This is a fiery one. So basically you want to add the cheese in about a handful at a time and keep stirring it around until the cheese is melted. If you want a little thinner sauce, back off on the cheese, a little thicker, maybe go above 12 ounces, maybe add both 8-ounce blocks. How I got the cheese like that is I beat the living snot out of it in a food processor. Oh, and at some point, get some water boiling on your stove, salt it, and then add a box of rotini pasta, a 16-ounce box, but does any grocery store actually sell any other size of pasta? I've never once seen these mythical 12-ounce boxes that I constantly see reference to everywhere. Where are these things? Every pasta box I have ever bought outside of a specialty aisle is 16 ounces. So, but I live in Minnesota. Maybe it's a Minnesota thing. But you want to get a 16-ounce box of rotini pasta or elbow mac. And you want to get that ready to go. Okay, our cheese is pretty much melted. Time to add the meat. And here we have our lovely flinks. And then coming in short order is the greatest meat of them all, bake. Nothing beats bake. Put that entire pound of bake right in there. And please don't tell me, oh my God, this is so unhealthy. There's no way to make this healthy. Just run on the treadmill for an extra 10 minutes. You'll be fine. Cook time. Now, time to add our cheese sauce to our rotini pasta. And try to remember which way the camera's pointed so you can get this lovely shot of all that cheese. So again, right when you got all this mixed and you want to get some hot water in there and rinse out that pot pretty quickly while the cheese is still molten. And give all this a good little stir around. All right, glass baking dish. Dump all of the gloopy, shitty mess. Okay, after you've gotten those little bits out and used your spoon to make this nice and even and smooth, it is time to add the Blaze Doritos. And you want to put a good layer on top. This is a little more to taste. If you want it a little crunchier, add a little more. I go with a good layer. I didn't really measure this out. If you have to have a measurement, I guess about 6 ounces. You know those little $1.69 bags? I used about 2 of them. A little bit more than 2. So, there's your measurement. Now, time to add some cheese. Done in the oven. It's just a molten, soupy mess. It's just gloopy, shitty mess. So, let it cool down a little bit, about 20 minutes, and then just throw it in the trash. You want to take some Cool Ranch Doritos, and you want to lay a good layer of crushed up Doritos on the bottom of any glass baking dish. You just make sure it can withstand the goddamn oven. A layer of cheese. Then spoon in about half of that mix we made with the chicken and the salsa and all the other shit. And just spread that out, just like that. Just spread it out a little bit. This is almost reminiscent of a lasagna. Some more Doritos. Crush them with your bare hands. And once you've got that, you want to take the rest and spread it out all over the top of the Doritos layer. Just spread it out roughly. Doesn't have to be goddamn perfection. Just make sure you get all of the mix in there. Then you want to top with even more Doritos and then just smother the fucker in cheese. I'm talking, damn near use one whole bag of those, standard 2-cup bags. You want about 2 cups of cheese right here on the top. And then once it's kind of gotten the way you looking like how you want it, and like I said, you just want a shit ton of cheese. Once it looking like want a shit ton of how you said it, and like a cheese, one kind of got you in the way you just, and then bake 30 minutes. Okay, so I sprayed this pan with Pam. First layer Doritos that you've basically beaten into crumbs. Layer of cheese. And now it's time to add a layer of the meat sauce. And then you want to add another layer of Dorito chips, a layer of cheese, meat mix cheese to go on top. Put this in the oven till the cheese is melted. I forgot how long it took, about 15 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. Alrighty, we've let it rest. And there you go. So that's a Doritos casserole. Done.
Doritos! Doritos! But what if chocolate?
Okay, white chocolate double broiler. Cool ranch Doritos. Dip, just dip. And you just want to dip out 80% of the Dorito in the chocolate. You want to keep one little corner of the Dorito uncovered by the chocolate so you get that nice bit of salt with the sweet. And then after a couple of minutes, this is what you should be left with. So the next time you're looking to blow on a Doritos, try this out. Some cool Doritos. Just, give it a little looseness. And then you just want to stir it around. It's just a molten, soupy mess. It's just gloopy, shitty mess. Just throw it in the trash.